Am I even live? Yes, I'm live. What day Super Bowl, everyone? I just want to say I just want to say eh, first we have a great show today, everyone. But first, I want to say my thoughts and prayers to every victim that was affected. My thoughts and prayers for every victim that was affected during the Kansas City Chiefs shooting. And if you can have a moment of silence for everyone that was affected during the Kansas City Chiefs parade shooting. If we can have a moment of silence. First, I want to say that an NFL event, you should not have to be worried about getting shot at. This was supposed to be a celebration for the Chiefs winning Super Bowl. And this is a sad, sad world. But the Chiefs fans, they're my thoughts and prayers. Let let's get started. Let's get started. Let's get started on today's show. Today I'm going to be doing rankings. Today I'm going to be grading and ranking today. First, first we're going to start off. First, we're going to start off how I think every team did this season. And this is just not quarterbacks. This is how I think the whole team did together. Okay. I'm going to give I I'm going to give the Saints I'm going to give the Saints a D. The Saints did not have the Saints did not have a good or bad season. But I think I'm actually going to give them a C. They stayed with their division. I'm my Miami Dolphins. I'm going to give the Dolphins a B. My Miami Dolphins had the lead in the division until they had the lead till week 4. Then the Bills took it. Then the Bills lost. The Dolphins took the lead till week 18. I didn't give the Dolphins an A plus because they choked. The Dolphins choked. And the only team that they beaten with a winning record was Dallas Cowboys. They got destroyed by the Bills. They got destroyed by the Ravens. They got beaten by the 49ers. They got beaten by the Bills. They got destroyed for the Baltimore Ravens. The next team is I'm going to give I'm going to give the Baltimore Ravens a B. I'm not, I'm going to give the Baltimore Ravens a A because besides the one game, and the Ravens did pretty good. They got the number one seed in the AFC. The Ravens defense was really good. The next team, the next team is the Cincinnati Bengals. I'm going to give them a B. You're probably like, Spears. Why? You're probably thinking, Spears. Why are you giving the Bengals the letter B? I'm giving the Bengals the letter B because the Bengals kept on still winning with their backup quarterback. I, I know that they didn't make it to the playoffs, but how they still did was their backup quarterback. Richard Hill says go Baltimore. The Broncos. I'm I'm going to give the Broncos a letter C. They did they did pretty good this season. They went on a little winning streak, but then the Broncos died down. Mm, Then the Broncos died down because now Russell Wilson might be getting traded. And next, the Giants. I'm going to give the Giants a D. The Giants went from making to the playoffs last year to being terrible. If if you disagree with me, please let me know in the chat if you disagree with me with anything. Richard Hill says Richard Hill says Jets had a backup quarterback like Cincinnati. I agree. The Vikings. Oh, the Vikings. I'm I'm going to give the Vikings a I'm going to give the Vikings a C because they they went through different quarterbacks. But the reason why I'm not giving them a B or a A is eventually the Vikings crashed during the season. Richard Hill says after playing a lot of for money Aaron Rodgers. Richard Hill says after paying a lot of money for Aaron Rodgers. I agree. I totally agree with that. The Los Angeles Rams. I'm going to give the Rams a C. The Rams impressed me this year. Yeah. The Rams impressed me this year. The Rams went from missing the playoffs to making it to the playoffs this year. The Buccaneers. I'm going to give them a I'm Richard Hill. I'm going to give the Buccaneers I'm going to give the Buccaneers a I'm giving the Buccaneers a B. You're probably like, Spears. Really? Giving the Buccaneers a B? I have to say, when Tom Brady left from retirement, I thought the Buccaneers was going to be last place. But the Buccaneers won the division without Tom Brady. The Buccaneers won a playoff game without Tom Brady. Baker Mayfield makes it to the playoffs. So I think it was a successful year for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Detroit Lions. Call me crazy. Call me crazy, but I'm giving the Detroit Lions a A plus. The Detroit Lions deserve a A plus because Detroit Lions won their division for the first time since a long time. The Detroit Lions went to the NFC conference round and lost in the conference round by 3 points to the 49ers. Richard Hill says Tampa Bay might be dangerous next year. I totally agree with that. Baker Mayfield might be in the MVP conversation next year. Chicago Bears. I'm going to give them a D. The Chicago Bears didn't make it in the Chicago Bears didn't make it in the playoffs, but Chicago Bears has couple choices with their first round picks. The Chicago Bears can trade away their first pick. The Chicago Bears can get a wide receiver for Justin Fields, or they can trade Justin Fields and draft a quarterback. 49ers. I'm going to give the 49ers an A plus. The 49ers made it to the Super Bowl. The 49ers had their bad moments during the season, but overall they made it to the Super Bowl. Richard Hill says I got to give the 49ers an A plus. Philadelphia Eagles. I'm going to give the Philadelphia Eagles a C. You're probably thinking, Spears, that's crazy, giving the Philadelphia Eagles a C. If the Eagles didn't went crashing during the season, they would have probably be an A or B team. But after 7-1 season, the Eagles started to suck again. The Las Vegas Raiders. I'm going to give the Raiders a C. The Raiders. The Raiders fought the Chiefs for the division. And the Chiefs did not win the division right away. The Raiders gave them a little fight. Shane and my Dasher's little brother put the Ravens on top.